On the news tonight, APC governorship aspirant Olushola Oke for party's candidate Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. Court nullifies 33 LCDAs created under the government. Southwest governors agreed to strengthen farm security with specialized units. Lagos cholera cases now over 400 as death toll reaches 21. And from the foreign scene, toxic alcohol kills 34 as more than 100 hospitalized in India. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us on the news at 7. Coming to you live from OSRC TV. I am Obi Chukwemeka Uti. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says no effort will be spared towards promoting inclusive governance among members of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC at all levels in the state. Governor Aiyedatiwa, while addressing a governorship aspirant of the party in the recently held shadow election, Olushola Oke, and hundreds of his supporters in Akure, thanked them for the show of love and solidarity with a promise not to betray their trust. Olushola Oke, who collapsed his structure for the leader of the party and its standard bearer, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, ahead of the fast approaching gubernatorial election in November this year, promises full support for the governor. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
Ahead of this year's governorship election in Ondo State, the support base of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has continued to expand. The expansion followed the decision of Chief Olushola Oke, who has collapsed his structure towards ensuring the victory of the All Progressives Congress APC in the November poll. Addressing the governor in company of his supporters in Akure, Chief Oke said the decision to collapse his structure for the governor was reached after a series of meetings, and in particular the readiness of the governor to promote inclusiveness in governance at all levels. He appealed to his supporters to put events of the past behind them and work for the success of Governor Aiyedatiwa at the November poll.
Not out of fear, not of cowardice, not out of timidity. We will remain in the party, we work for the party, and we work for you. That's our resolution. If you think we should demonstrate our further strength, we will organize a day where I bring all my people across the state together, where we will see them. I will be alive, healthy, and resourceful, and allow opposition to win. But while we do that, he will.
APC chairman in the state, Ade Adetimen, who appreciated members for the solidarity, stressed the need for greater commitment and unity towards ensuring victory for the party.
Whatever you are doing, you are working for yourself and working for the party. If you have a structure, this structure everybody will wear oil, your turn will come. It may not be today, it will come. But the moment you allow it destroy, to rebuild it again will be difficult. Whether you like it or not, APC is a permanent structure. It's using it today. In the next day, other will use it. Yes. And that is why we must join together to oil it and sustain it.
Governor Aiyedatiwa appreciated Olushola Oke and other members for their support.
And I want to assure you that we are all members of APC. We are one. There is no Olushola camp. There is no Aiyedatiwa camp. We are all members of APC. People will always come to vie for the same position. All the many supporters. Some people supported Jimmy, some people supported Chief, you all. Some people supported Wale Akintere. You have not done anything wrong at all. You have not offended me in any way.
Aiyedatiwa, while promising not to betray their trust, charged them to put party interest above personal interest.
Without your party being in government, you can hardly fulfill the community interest and your personal interest. That is where we stand today. We are in government. Let us, all of us, let us hold ourselves together to sustain the power that is in our hands. It is only then you can fulfill your own aspiration, your own personal interest, your community interest, and the power and the party interest will be sustained. So I want to plead with all of us to hold ourselves together in unity. And I can tell you, you won't be treated different. You won't be an outcast. We are all members of it, and we have our chairman here, who also is in the know of all that is happening here.
The governor reaffirmed his determination to always put in place policies and programs that will impact the people positively. Wahab Bankole, OSRC News.
Ondo State High Court sitting in Akure, the state capital, has nullified the newly created 33 local council development areas, LCDAs, by the state government. The LCDAs were created during Akure Dolo's administration. The court verdict noted that it is also illegal for a governor to sign a law outside the state. It said the Local Government Creation Law 2023 signed in Ibadan outside Ondo State is unconstitutional, illegal, null and void. The lead counsel to Lawal Ropiton and two others, Tolu Babalaye, who spoke with newsmen after the ruling, also emphasized that the creation lacked principle of equity distribution.
We came to this court over the creation of 33 additional LCDA by former governor Aketis Regi. As soon as the LCDAs were created, a couple of people protested openly. They wrote letters, they addressed press conference that this is unacceptable to the people of Akoko because creation of local government should be based on population, based on social amenities, and should be based on equity distribution of such local government. And the word is based on a peer comparison. Comparing Akoko with Owo, when I say Owo now, I mean Owo federal consistency and Akoko as a whole. Akoko has 4 local governments, Owo has 2 local governments. During the creation, Owo local government became 8, Akoko local governments became 9, which Akoko people consider to be slavery. And we do not want to go into slavery under Owo because we are in the same senatorial district, which is Ondo North. After a lot of protests, the government did not see anything good in changing what they have done. We approached this court, being the last hope of the common man. We argued the matter, and today the court gave a considered judgment, which I call judicial tsunami. All those illegally created local governments in Ondo State. Apart from pronouncement by the court to the fact that no governor is empowered to sign the law of a state outside the shore of that state, outside the jurisdiction of that state, because the government has provided for massive government house for its governor. So the governor has no right under the law to go to Ibadan to sign the law. Because of that, the law was nullified, declared unconstitutional, null and void, and of no effect. So as I talk to you now, Ondo State has reverted to 18 local governments. So the 33 local governments is as dead as dodo by virtue of the pronouncement of a High Court in Akure.
Staying with the third tier of government, but now in Rivers State, a committee chairman for the 23 local government areas of the state have assumed duties with the swearing in of their members and dissolution of all standing committees in their respective councils. Also, the chairman dissolved all task forces set up by the ousted council chairman, even as they pledged to pay all outstanding salaries. The peace at all times, saying they can work from anywhere for the time being. Speaking after swearing in his members, the teacher of the Ogu-Bolu local government area, Evans BP, said his administration will focus on human capital development, economic empowerment, and employment generation to improve the quality of life of the people. He also promised to embark on massive stomach infrastructure to reduce hunger and poverty, as well as provide grants for small and medium-scale enterprises to boost the household economy in the area. A federal high court in Abuja has dismissed a suit seeking the sack of Mr. Ola Olukoyede as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission chairman. Justice Obiore Gwatu, in a judgment, dismissed the suit on the grounds that the applicant lacked legal rights to institute the case. An Abuja-based legal practitioner Over 8,000 applicants have been selected for screening in the ongoing teacher recruitment exercise in Ondo State. Permanent Secretary, Ondo State Universal Basic Education Board, Dele Akinagbe, said the selected applicants will be physically assessed to get the best 1,000 to fill the existing vacancies in the state's public primary schools. Omorola Ubenji has details.
Critical shortage of teachers in the rural areas of Ondo State has no doubt left many classrooms without the essential guidance and instructions. This has contributed largely to the reduction in the numbers of pupils in government primary schools, as many are struggling to provide quality education for their wards. Hence, the Ondo State government's decision to inject new hands who are qualified to bring out the best in the children at the elementary level. Permanent Secretary, Ondo State Universal Basic Education Board, Dele Akinagbe, hinted that out of the over 31,000 that jostled for the teaching job at the just concluded computer-based test, a little above 8,000 who got above 60% of the total mark were selected to participate at the physical assessment exercise beginning from Tuesday, 25th of June, 2024.
Some teams of technocrats and educationists will be moving around the state to conduct the interview. In fact, we will be having the interview at 9 centers. At each of the federal constituency, two local governments have will be brought together to have the interview. For instance, in the Northern Senatorial District, we will be in Owo, Ose. We'll be having the interface with the applicants in Owo. While that of Akoko Northwest and Akoko Northeast will be taking place at Ikare. We don't have vacancies to fill in Akure South, but those who intend to work in Akure North will be having their own interview here in Akure.
According to the Permanent Secretary, the screening exercise will be held in 9 centers across the 3 senatorial districts to reduce the stress of traveling far distances.
We are expecting that these processes will be completed by the end of August, so that the teachers recruited will resume when school is opening for the next academic session, that is first week of September. And let me emphasize it that we are looking at the future of our children, and as a result of this, we want a sound beginning, sound foundation. Hence, this recruitment will be basically based on merit.
He also said training and induction of the 1,000 successful applicants will be held after the successful conduct of the exercise. Omoriola Mbiji, OSRC News.
The increase in cost of tomatoes has been attributed to a combination of high production cost, high transportation cost, and insecurity. We'll bring you details of this and many more stories after this break. Join us again.
Hey sis, can I please borrow your wig? No, but I can share my data with you.
Hey, come on, give me some ice cream now.
No, Mom, but I can share some of my data with you.
Can you pass the toilet, please?
No, but I can share my data with you.
Maya, can I use your phone charger?
No, Dad, but I can share my data with you.
Is it because Glow gives you data bonus? That is why you have been shouting. I can share my data with you.
With Glow Data Sharing, you can share your data effortlessly with friends and loved ones today. Dial *312#.
Power your relentless ambition with ultra-high-speed data.
Glow Unlimited.
On the news. You're welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 7, coming to you live from OSRC TV. You can also watch us live on our website, www.osrc.in. The news. The increase in cost of tomatoes has been attributed to a combination of high production costs, high transportation costs, and insecurity. A visitor market in our that it now sells for about 50. OSRC's Tosia completes the story.
The cost of tomatoes in Nigeria has surged to unprecedented levels, causing significant distress among consumers and farmers alike. Over the past few months, prices for essential items such as fruits, vegetables, and dairy products have surged by as much as 30%, with a crate of tomatoes now selling for over 50,000 naira from 10,000 naira earlier this year.
50,000, Oga. At the sell of 50,000 before 11, 10, now 50,000. I don't know what's in there.
The high cost of tomatoes is particularly agonizing for consumers who rely heavily on the fruit as an essential ingredient in their diets. A vendor, Mrs. Veronica John, blamed the rising cost of tomatoes on the persistent insecurity in the northern region, where banditry and communal clashes have disrupted farming activities and made transportation of goods increasingly challenging.
There's no tomatoes for their place again. Those Boko Harams, they don't allow them to do tomatoes. They used to kill them for their farm. That is why the tomatoes is not coming here. This small solo, is 70,000 naira, and it's not like that before. Because outside used to bring it. They didn't have rodo here. They only have all this UTC tomato and all other things. Now outside didn't bring it again. The little they see, the little they bring.
The farmer, Mr. Jimo Latif, attributed the hike in price of tomatoes to unusual increase in fuel prices, directly raising tomatoes from farms to the markets.
Before you can plant tomato, you have to buy the seed. The seed is too expensive. Because when I buy my own seed now, I bought it 150,000 naira. So you cannot expect me to buy a seed 150,000 naira to take it to the market to come and sell it very cheaper. Also, transport from the farm. Our road now is very, very, very bad. This is almost 10 crate now. Me and my wife, we carry this 10 crate from bush. There's a road there, but the road is not good.
A buyer, Mr. Lawa Hakim, called on government to make life easy for an average Nigerian, lamenting that the hike in food prices is unbearable.
And our appeal to the government and even the union and all that are concerned to please expedite action on this and to make sure things get easier for civil servants. You know, if we experience this, the effect will come down to the market and the society at large.
In the meantime, consumers and farmers are calling for more immediate interventions. They suggested establishment of more secure transportation routes, providing financial aid for the procurement of fertilizers and seed, and also enhancing market regulation to prevent excessive pricing. Tosin Adibowale, OSRC News.
In the meantime, Southwest governors have agreed to strengthen farm security by creating specialized units within their Amotekun Corps. This was part of the resolutions reached at the Roundtable on Food Security hosted by the Development Agenda for Western Nigeria Commission in Ibadan, Oyo State Capital. Present at the meeting were the 5 commissioners for agriculture from Ekiti, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, and Oyo States. The Director General of the Commission, Sheye Oyeleye, dispelled rumors that the region had lost its capacity to produce its food. He therefore urged the commissioners to come up with the recommendations that the state governors can easily implement within the following few months. The resolutions reached at the meeting were geared towards boosting agriculture. These include massive land clearing and of short-term crops like potatoes. Suspected cases in the state have increased to 401 with 21 fatalities. The statement noted that Lagos Island, Kushofe, and Etiosa recorded the highest numbers. This was made known in a statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs at the State Ministry of Health. She, however, said structures are being put in place to curtail the crisis, calling on all stakeholders to see the task as a collective responsibility. To security now, the Ondo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, has paraded 53-year-old Temidayo Olagundoye for illegal counterfeiting of the dollar. The Corps Commander Adetunji Adeleye, while parading the suspects and 47 others of alleged involvement in criminal activities in various parts of the state, said the Corps will continue to rid the state of all criminal elements. According to the commander, operatives of the Corps would not relent in efforts to ensure the protection of lives and property across the state. OSRC's Joy Pius has details.
Parading the suspects at the Amotekun Corps headquarters in Akure, the commander, Adetunji Adeleye, disclosed that the 48 suspects were apprehended during Operation Safe Grounds, which was initiated to emplace sanity during the Eid el-Kabir celebrations. The suspects were nabbed from different parts of the state for various offenses ranging from robbery, theft, fraud, burglary, vandalism, attempted murder, among others. Adeleye said the officers of the command equally apprehended a kingpin of a syndicate that specializes in one-chance acts, retrieving vehicles of victims.
In the last 1 week, a Toyota and Lexus car were stolen on different occasions from Owo. We tracked and traced one from Owo to Igbara, where we were able to apprehend the vehicles and brought them back here safely. We equally responded to the distress call in Owo midnight when the Toyota Camry was stolen, and within 30 minutes we were able to recover the vehicle, and we're on the trail of the armed robbers. We broke the syndicate that specializes in vandalizing transformers. Across there are some of the coils we retrieved for power transformers where they scatter and bring out the copper coils. Equally, there is this syndicate that specializes in what is called one chance. Unsuspecting commuters who board their vehicles, they will get midway, rob them, dispossess them of their valuables, and make away with it. So we're able to put some of our men in one of the vehicles, and as we talk today, out of the 10 vehicles they use, we're able to retrieve 3.
53-year-old suspect, Midayo Olagundoye, who confessed to be a member of the One Chance syndicate, said he took up the trade after he was duped by a friend on his quest to leave the country. The Amotekun commander called on residents and travelers to ensure they board vehicles at well-known motor parks rather than roadside to prevent kidnapping. Adeleye assured that the state government will not entertain criminal acts, warning those with sinister thoughts to stay clear of the state. The corps commander stated that about 600 suspects paraded between January and June 2024 have been prosecuted, adding that the suspects will be made to face the full wrath of the law. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
In another development, the Joint Union Congress of the Police Service Commission, PSC, has called for the removal of the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Kayode Egbetokun, accusing him of misrepresenting facts about the recently concluded recruitment of police constables. The police and the Commission's union have been at odds over the recently concluded recruitment of 10,000 police constables. The police had, in a statement by the force spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, rejected the names of those recruited by the PSC. Adejobi said the Commission's portal was scrutinized and it was discovered that several names of persons purported to be names of the successful candidates are those who did not even apply and therefore did not take part in the recruitment exercise. But the Commission accused the police of attempting to hijack the process. Addressing journalists, the chairman, Joint Union Congress of the Police Service Commission, Adoyi, accused the IG of causing chaos in the system. Moving on to the foreign scene, a sprawling new investigation has documented systemic police abuse against people like Europe, alleged to be in the backing of the European Union as victims cry out. Sheung Adetola tells us more.
North African nations round up thousands of migrants and dump them in the desert. A new investigation documents systemic police abuse against people migrating to Europe, all with backing of violent unity. The man of refugee state, they courage of people who are seeking refuge may not meet the limit of asylum seekers and migrants. Meanwhile, migration management is front and center, particularly in North Africa. The European Union has asked North African countries to do more to stop migrants headed north to Europe. They get picked up off the streets, detained and banished in the middle of nowhere. A man who is 38 years old, a Cameroonian man, Francis, is one of the 50 survivors of these operations that tell about, and his story is particularly striking because unlike many people, he is actually able to keep his phone during a long ordeal where he was intercepted at sea when trying to reach Europe and subsequently dumped in the desert. Francis, along with his wife and his 6-year-old stepson, were intercepted by the Tunisian Coast Guard at sea in September with a group of people which include 2 pregnant women, and they were en route to Europe. So they were quite close to shore when, in the early hours, it was intercepted by a Tunisian National Guard patrol vessel, and they were taken to shore where he said migrants were beaten with sticks. About 300 people were loaded onto buses by armed guards and detained for hours on land, and he filmed part of this and then later at a border post. Francis.
And a batch of toxic illegal alcohol in India has killed at least 34 people, with more than 100 others rushed to hospital. Reports say the deadly mix of locally brewed Arak drink was laced with poisonous methanol. And that's the news at 7. Just before we go, another look at the major story. We told you that APC governorship aspirants in the last primary election, Chief Olushola has collapsed his structure in support of the party's candidate, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. And that's the news at 7. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Good evening.